Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In this lecture, I'm going to show you mediation analyzing in partial least square based structural equation modeling, PLS SEM. Okay, in this lecture, we'll cover some concepts, the basic concepts. You can say some theoretical concept of mediation analysis and its practical application and the interpretation. So we will do the mediation analysis using the smartpls 4 software. So let's start. First of all, what is mediation analysis? So if you think about mediation analysis, it investigates whether the effect of x, the independent variable, on y, the dependent variable, operates through the m. It means the mediator variable. For example, how does x influences y? So for example, if you look at the figure of a path model or structural equation model, here you will see there are one independent variable which name is CSR, corporate social responsibility, and it has impact on customer loyalty. But we would like to test the indirect effect with the brand trust, right? So in this way, actually, we can investigate the mediation analysis. Okay, here you can see the X, it means, if you say the X, it means the independent variable, which is CSR. Y, it means the dependent variable, the customer loyalty. On the other hand, the brand trust, M, it is the mediating variable. So what is the research question? Research question, does brand trust mediate CSR's impact on loyalty? Like this, right? So we would like to investigate. So move to the next. Actually, why we use mediation analysis? There are lots of reasons. For example, theory testing, validate the causal mechanism or relationship, right? Why does CSR boost loyalty? It could be a reason, theory testing. On the other hand, indirect effect. Actually, it quantifies the hidden pathway, which may be absence in the direct pathway. On the other hand, models precision. In some cases, we can avoid the oversimplification of the relationship, right, using the mediation analysis or mediating analysis. And finally, the policy or strategy insight, identify actionable mediators, say for example, improving trust to enhance the loyalty, right? So for this reason, actually, we can use the mediation analysis, right? Okay, when to apply mediation in PLS SEM? Say for example, there are lots of scenarios actually within this. When the model is quite complex with the latent variable, we can use the mediation analysis. When the data is non-normal data, is not normally distributed. In this case, PLS SEM is robust. In each and every hypothesis, we can say data is normally distributed, but in real life example, we always see that data is not normally distributed. So PLS SEM or smart PLS can handle non-normal data. On the other hand, there is a big problem of sample size. So if we have very small or medium types of sample, so we can use PLS SEM, right? And finally, exploratory research. There is no strong prior theory actually, right? Okay, for this, this is why the PLS SEM or mediation analysis is more appropriate. Finally, types of mediation. There are three types of mediation analysis actually. Number one, the full mediation. Number two, the partial mediation. And finally, no mediation. Say, for example, here you will see this is the model, the path model. Okay. So full mediation, it means X directly has insignificant impact when M is added. It means CSR will have insignificant effect on customer loyalty when brand trust is added. On the other hand, partial mediation, CSR will have weaken relationship or impact on customer loyalty, but the brand trust, mediation is appeared or still isn't there in the model, right? Okay. And finally, no mediation, it means only XY exists, M has no role, right? So it means we can only investigate the relationship between the how can I say, this one and this one. This is the full no mediation, don't need the brand trust. So we can go further. How we can do it using the smart PLS 4? There are some steps. First of all, you need to draw this model, model specification, draw M, X, M, Y, independent, dependent, and mediating variable in the smart PLS. Run PLS algorithm. Okay. Estimate the path coefficient. Once again, the path coefficient. You need to first estimate the path coefficient. And finally, when you will test the hypothesis, significant testing with the bootstrapping 5,000 samples. In some cases, you can use 10,000 of sample. Right? It doesn't matter. Okay. So analyzing result, while we will test the result, actually we will test the indirect effect, direct effect, and the confidence interval. Okay. So moving next, interpreting result. I have already said that when we will test the result, interpret the result, first we will look at the path coefficient, number one, second, the p-value, and third, the bias corrected confidence interval, right? And keep in mind, no zero between lower limit and upper limit. Then it will be significant. So we can test the full mediation and the partial mediation, right? So moving next, here, this is a result. Actually, before go to the result, we can do a practice, right? So I will come here after sometimes later after doing practice. Oh, I have a tutorial. So here, this is the tutorial. Actually, I draw this model previously, so to save the time. So here is an independent variable CSR, here is a dependent variable customer loyalty, and here is the mediating variable or mediation variable brand loyalties. So we have already added the items number. CSR have 4 items and brand trust has 4 items and customer loyalty has 4 items, right? So first of all, we need to calculate the PLS algorithm according to the theory algorithm. So here we can see all the item loadings are greater than 70. Here we can say outer loading. So outer loading is greater than 70 except these two. It doesn't matter. 6.693, 0.697, it doesn't matter. Close to 0.7, right? It doesn't matter. If this value is less than 0.05 or 0.06, maybe we will delete. We may delete those items, right? So item loadings are fine. On the other hand, graphical output, if I go to the graphical output, so R square value is 74% actually, right? Right. Okay. So now we need to investigate the significance. Okay. Then calculate bootstrapping. Here you will find the 5,000, right? You can make it a 10,000, doesn't matter. Okay. Just let's calculate. So here you will find the result. So if I would like to open the result, the total effect. In the total effect, we can see all the relationships are significant. The value is less than 0.05. On the other hand, please see here t statistics is greater than 1.96. It means the relationships here, all the hypotheses or relationships are significant. On the other hand, if we test here, say for example, is the total effect, I would like to investigate the specific indirect effect. So click here, specific indirect effect, right? So same here. In the specific indirect effect, corporate social responsibility has a significant impact with the mediating variable brand trust, right? Here we can see the t value is greater than 1.96, right? And the p value is significant. It's less than 0.05, right? Okay, you can see the bias corrected confidence interval. Please see here, there is no zero value is in here. Okay, let's move to the lecture. So here you will find the brand trust and customer loyalty. Brand trust has a significant impact on the customers. Surprisingly, it has a negative impact, right? Though it's not a valid reason, but it's true. Maybe it's a dummy data or something like that. But we can say this is the p statistics is significant because it's greater than 1.596 and p value is significant and there is no zero value is in here. All the hypotheses are in here are significant. So you can say the model we can interpret in both. I mean the fully mediated and partially mediated. On the other hand, there are some common pitfall and best practice. So what is the pitfall? Usually, please try to ignore the control variable in the mediating model, right? When will you apply the mediating variable? Mislabeling partial versus full mediation, it could be a problem. Small sample, small or low statistical power. So keep in mind, when you will have large sample, you will have the very significant result, or you will have the big chance to get a significant result. But if your sample size is low, maybe there will be a problem, right? But it's controllable if you use PLS SEM or smartpls, right? On the other hand, which is the best practice, we can use the bias corrected bootstrapping technique, report total, direct, indirect effect. This is the opportunity of using the smartpls 4. And on the other hand, test alternative models. For example, if you don't have the mediator, right, you can also investigate the direct effect. Okay. In summary, mediation reveals how and why in PLS SEM. If you use different types of software, you can use, right? Right now, there are lots of software, Amos, Stata, in some cases in R, right? So you can use the smart PLS SEM in any software, but smart PLS, especially version 4, simplifies the testing via bootstrapping. Finally, correct interpretation is critical for validity, right? So using the smart PLS 4, you can interpret your result easily, which from my personal experience, I didn't get these types of user-friendly interpretation with any other software, right? So I strongly believe the Smart PLS 4 is more convenient and easy to use for mediating analysis or overall partial least square based structural equation modeling, right? So this it's all about the mediating analysis, right? So if you have any question, if you have any suggestion, let me know in the comment box, or if you have any other concept, idea, you can share with me, right? So I will try my best to give you the best answer. Up to the next video. Okay, Allah Hafiz, bye bye.